has brought us together.
I'm Michael Opitz. I'm president of the Madison Forum. We're an organization focused upon good government with a foundation on the Constitution of the United States. So we engage in not only in national issues, but in local issues as well. And the issue that we're really focused on now, and it's an example of what is happening across the United States, regarding the Braves Stadium move to Atlanta and the Cobb County Commission. And the Cobb County Commission making a decision within 2 weeks of the announcement to having a memo of understanding of the direction without time for citizen input and without time for us to understand all the issues involved in that move. So we have a collection of folks who head up different organizations, not only in Cobb, but statewide as well. And it's an interesting and very, very powerful organization that just quite frankly doesn't happen very often. And I'd like for the different members of the organization to have their input.
Thank you. I am Sharon J. Hill. I am the chair of Cobb County Progressive Democrats. That's PDA, as well, member of Cobb SCLC, Georgia Community Coalition, Cobb United for Change Coalition. And, well, I'm here because we need to know what's going on as citizens. And what we have actually shown is that we can make a difference, that we can come together, we can coalesce, and we can guide a message of transparency. We are the citizens of Cobb, and we look to connect with other citizens as we bring the awareness. It is very important. Our message is the citizens, basic, of the people, for the people, and by the people. So we, the people, are ready for governmental transparency across the country. And guess what? It's catching on. How about that? This year, the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Our time is now.
My name is Ben Williams, and I'm president of the Cobb County chapter of SCLC, and one of the folk that helped to form the Citizens for Government Transparency. I am here because, as is the case with other members of our coalition, I believe in government transparency. I believe that that's almost the first principle by which governments ought to abide, and that is being open and transparent with their citizens. Information is the basis for informed decision making. We were stimulated to form this coalition, and by any stretch of the imagination is as weird as one would see as it looks to advocacy. Okay, our wingspan is broad. It includes folk who are on the political left, as well as folk on the political right, as well as folk in between. But as we've talked, the thing that we have in common are issues of importance and concern to citizens of Cobb. We are not here for ourselves. We're here because our constituencies indicate that we ought to be here, because there are things underway now that will affect them. What brings us together, the catalyst, is the Braves coming to Cobb County, at least the proposition that would be that they will come. There are some members of our coalition who, in fact, are not in support of the Braves coming to Cobb. There are others who do support it, and there are others who are still trying to make up their mind. The tent has been made big enough for everyone to have a seat in the tent as we work on that which is common. And that's our interest in good government, being advocated by the strangest, weirdest duck that one would see as we begin to look at community advocacy.
Thank
Right,
you.
that's good, Ben. My name is Jack Staver. I'm the chairman of the Transportation Leadership Coalition and the Northwest Georgia 912 Project. As a resident of Cherokee County, a lot of my involvement in this now was that through an open records request, the chairman of Cherokee County Board of Commissioners wrote a letter to Cobb County Commissioner Tim Lee and congratulating him on the secrecy of getting this thing through and how good that was, because it's really hard to do. So from a transparency aspect, and as a citizen where we have problems with, this is an incumbent who's running for office again now, do I want somebody in there who is not transparent? And this is not a party issue. This has nothing to do with party. This is citizens. This is as taxpayers of Georgia, because it doesn't matter if you got a D, an R, or an I on your name, you all pay taxes. So we all are involved in this, and everything, what happens in Cobb affects Cherokee, it affects Gwinnett, it affects Fulton, everything gets affected by it. So as citizens, it's time for us to step up here and talk, and let the concerns be known.
I'm Dr. Bill Hudson, and I'm with the Northwest Georgia 912 group. I'm the treasurer for Transportation Leadership Coalition. And down here at the Capitol, a lot of times I'll work under Conservative Leadership Coalition's badge. I'm here because I don't think that Cobb County did a good job at all of transparency. We're finding out more and more through either open records or as stuff is eked out and people do research that they can't do it exactly like they said they told us they were going to do it. And now they know that, they're scrambling around trying to figure out how they're going to do it. And I'm also concerned about the transportation. I mean, I came home the other night up 75 north, just south of Windy Hill and 285, and it was a parking lot, and it took forever. And Brave Stadium's not even there yet with another 20 or 30,000 cars. They're working on like 14 different projects that were on the books before they knew the Braves were coming, allegedly. And but I don't think any of those are going to significantly, substantially help with the traffic. There's another issue with there's a gas pipeline that goes underneath that property. And that's the reason it's not been used at this point. That's going to, EPA is going to have to do a feasibility study and whether it can be moved, whether they're going to go to the trouble, how much it's going to cost. It might not be that they can use that location because of that pipeline. So for Tim Lee to say that, well, this is a done deal and we're not telling you anymore, you can't influence us. I think it just shows his arrogance and the arrogance of the chamber in trying to ram stuff down the citizens of Cobb County's throat. And this is not just happening in Cobb County. It's happening in Gwinnett, it's happening in Paulding, there's lawsuits there now. It's happening in all 159 counties in the state to some degree. And so if we can shut this down and bring it out into the daylight with shining a spotlight on it, people in other counties are going to go looking for stuff like this happen and shut it down, because Georgia honestly has come by being 50th in the most corrupt state in the union.
The Braves are silent. Okay? New folk seeking access to be a part of our community. Very much aware of concerns and some troubling things. They're not in the picture. My challenge to our commissioner is, what is his justification and documentation for refuting that by making a public statement in the Marietta Journal that Cobb is safe? And, you know.
Okay, it's time for citizens to speak out. It's time for citizens to actually, while we have come together, we need the greater Cobb citizenry to actually come, show up, speak out at the Cobb Commissioners Board, and you ask the questions. We've set the stage. Now it's time. The dress rehearsal is over. That's what we've done. It's time for the curtain to go up. And you are the star. So for all of Cobb's citizens, the time is now. The lights, camera, action, it's on. It's on you. Stand up, speak out for the audacity of leadership, and leadership in Cobb gone wild.
You know, over the course of our journey as a coalition, a group of very different organizations who found common ground in our pursuit of transparency, a number of people have raised questions about our persistence and whether or not we're hopeful. The answer without equivocation is that we are very hopeful. And one of the reasons that we're hopeful is that we understand that the strength of the wolf is in the pack. And as we find common issues that bring us together, this coalition will continue to hunt together and achieve that which we are in pursuit of.